Alright friends, it's Tina back with another video. It's Dr. Tony Huge, bro. Yeah, biohacking, whatever guy, you know. Something about meeting needs, and he's doing the mass blast again, bro. Let's review a bit of this. I moved it forward because I didn't want to bore you with the beginning part, but let's check out what he has to say.
I don't have a lot of time to spend with each girl, but I make sure the time is very valuable to them. And I do all of the need.
He's talking about a harem. He's amassed a harem in Thailand. Wow, it's amazing. See, if you're American, you want to amass this harem. Just go to Thailand. You're gonna amass this. You're gonna get a harem and a station wagon like him, and you're gonna make a bunch of babies everywhere and have a good time. Yeah, man. Well, meanwhile, you're making money in America and you'd be living in Thailand. All right.
I satisfy all the needs they have of a man. So I go and I do my man stuff, and then I
He satisfies them with all the needs of man. This is man stuff. You mean he gives them dick, eh? Oh, cool, man.
I leave. And I'm on my way home. At home, I've got Foxy, Nita, and her and I.
No wonder why he needs all those fucking steroids. You gotta keep that thing up, bro. It's a lot of work to keep those ladies entertained, eh?
We're going to go car shopping today, and it's also a mass blast day, mass blast number 4.
Oh shit, here it comes, man, the mass blast. Guess what's gonna happen?
Day. Yesterday was a rest day, so today I have to eat a lot of food. I ate a big breakfast. I haven't taken my steroids yet. I haven't taken my growth hormone, my insulin, my IGF.
God damn, you haven't taken your steroids or your IGF-1 or your growth hormone or anything else, bro? Fuck, your muscles are salivating, Tony. Hurry up, get that shit in you, man.
So when I get home, I'll take all those. Also at the house is Pow and Joy, who are both doing the mass blast with me. And so I've got in.
Can you imagine them doing the mass blast with him? Fuck. Man, their clits must be like off the wall right now, off the charts, horny. They can't wait to bang with him. I think that's the reason why he's mass blasting these chicks. Because he just wants them so horny for him that they can't stop. They can't stop. They're like nymphos. And he's like ramming the shit out of them because he's on steroids himself. So it goes both ways, man. It's one big fucking hormone party.
Inject them with growth hormone, insulin, HGH, give them MK677, RAD1.
Is this legal in Thailand to be injecting these women with this shit, bro? I think you should find out about the law down there, man. I think you could be breaking the law, man. They could fucking put you away down there forever and throw away the key. Be careful.
40, AC262, the SARMs, alternating. Joy's put on a lot of muscle.
What if she dies trying to put on this muscle? Are you responsible for that? They put you away to jail? Well, they didn't put you away for what's-his-face's death. That guy, I forgot his name now. Leon or whatever. The guy that died at your house. That famous YouTuber guy, whatever. I don't know what happened there. It was a mass blast too, wasn't it? That's why he died. Or some shit.
Very noticeable. I mean, she had no muscle definition. She had the body of a 14-year-old girl before, but very fast she's growing muscle. And because she's got such low body fat, you can see.
She's getting a cosmetic look, a phony fake cosmetic look on drugs. Okay, cool. It's got to be maintained with drugs, bro. Look at him smiling here. Christ, that face looks evil, bro.
See every muscle developing. Like, she puts a millimeter of muscle on, you can see it. So I notice it especially.
A millimeter of muscle? You can actually see it? So if I inject water in my muscle, will you see a millimeter of it too?
On her back muscle, because you can see, like.
Well, she needs that because she's always on her back, right? Because you're on top, aren't you?
All the little back muscles popping out because she didn't have any back muscle before, but she's lean, so she puts a little bit of back muscle and boom, you see it. Pow's got to lose a little bit of fat. She's already got some muscle and some curves, but we got to just pull that waist in. We got to pull in the fat around the arms. There's a little bit of definition between the shoulder and the tricep. That takes a little more time because she's building muscle in the mass blast very quickly, but what's going to make the biggest visual difference is when she loses the body fat, and then you can see the muscle definition. Now, women don't want to have.
Damn, that's very interesting. I didn't think about that. Wow, okay.
big muscles. They're afraid to have big muscles. They avoid working out hard or eating a lot of protein or taking supplements because they're so afraid of having
Oh, they want to look feminized. Don't they want to look feminine? That's what they are.
too much muscle, which is ridiculous because if the woman's natural, she can try as all she wants. She's never going to be too muscular.
How would you know? How would you know that? Hey, Tony? Oh, I know, because you're mass blasting them.
And I think women are really holding themselves back by having that false expectation of
Women can build as much muscle as any man as long as they injure it. But if they're not injuring it, it's not growing, okay? Pumping, well, they can pump glycogen in there. Glycogen synthesis exceeds its breakdown. They, too, can build these phony muscles, too.
being so responsive to working out. But in this case, you know, they're on the mass blast. They actually will build a lot of muscle if they continue.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting watching Tony Huge. I've seen his original videos. I used to watch him way back when I started my channel. He was crazily injecting himself in the chest. The other guy was injecting him. He was injecting other people, injecting their asses. Injecting his ass, their asses. Everybody's injecting everybody else's ass. It was crazy, man. One big party, and then they closed his channel down when he reached 100,000. That was it for him, bro. He had to start all over again. That must really suck to keep starting channels over and over again because they kept shutting him down.
Doing mass blasts, they would gain so much muscle that they would find it uncomfortable and unattractive. But we don't do mass blasts all the time. We do it once in a while. It's like getting a giant leap head start forward. It's like doing 2 months of training and dieting compressed into 1 week. And no girl's going to gain too much muscle in 2 months. It's going to make a significant difference. It's going to be great, but it's not going to be too much. And the point...
I don't think they want to be too much. Yes, of course. The problem is maintaining this stuff, bro.
For POW is if we build a little bit of permanent muscle, that muscle's going to burn fat all the time.
So let me get this straight. You're going to build a little bit of permanent muscle. How is a drug going to build some permanent muscle? How is it? It has an MND size limit. The first time you come in that gym, you've reached an adaptation and MND size limit. And they reach during hypertrophic process. Now that progenitor is not donating any extra nuclei to that domain. So what do you have to do? You got to injure it again, like you did when you first went in there, but you're not doing that. And then there's other hurdles like the repeated bout effect phenomenon, protects muscle from repeated bouts of damage and blah, blah, blah. These are all adaptations. Your body adapts by not giving you any more muscle damage. That's how it does it. By giving you this muscle damage, it is now adapted to not giving you any more damage. You understand how these adaptations work, Tony? I think you're really totally out to lunch, man. You need to study science, man.
People ask me whether they should build muscle first or lose fat first if they want to recomp. Usually, it depends on the body, but usually I say build the muscle first because then the fat burning is so much easier.
You're not building muscle. The only muscle that your body will allow you to build after it's adapted at that point, it gave you muscle to adapt now to not build any more muscle through the repeated bout effect phenomena. And so it's sarcoplasmic because it's based on ATP. It's an energy source because you're chronically lifting and it's all fake, bro. That's why all these gains, they go away and you've not built any permanent muscle. Prove it to us. Why are you still taking drugs? You keep saying you're building this permanent muscle, but you're still on drugs, Tony. Come on, Tony. Don't lie to us, Tony.
Burning the fat doesn't make it easier to build muscle. So it just makes sense. It's more leverage to build the muscle.
Burning fat to build muscle? What?
And then burn the fat.
Oh, build the muscle, then burn the fat. So build sarcoplasmic muscles and then burn the fat. No, well, you're not really burning fat. You're not burning fat when you take cutting drugs. What you're doing is you're shrinking down the triglyceride in the cells. So you're not really burning them. It's simply removing the triglyceride. It's going to use the triglyceride as energy, as an energy source, and it'll get rid of it. It'll dry it out completely. That's what cutting drugs do.
For me, I went into this being very small.
People don't understand. You don't get more fat cells or lose fat cells. They just are there. You're born with a certain amount of fat cells. They get big, and they can get really super big and really super small. But muscle cells can only get so big. They can get small, but they can only get so big, and they can't get any bigger.
Didn't work out much for a few weeks because I was traveling in Mexico and America. And I came back to Thailand and I scheduled my hair growth. My hair, where they're going to put in the hair follicles from the back of my...
Oh, I remember that. He did a hair transplant. More artificial stuff.
Head into the front of my head, so a hair transplant. And I'm not supposed to work out or sweat for
I'm not gonna say it's bad, man. He colored his hair with shoe polish. You can see how dark it is now using the shoe polish. Because he's trying to get rid of all the gray hair and everything. He's a young guy having all these gray hair. I think he's late 30s or something. And he's got all this gray hair. It's crazy. Late 30s. Oof.
Weeks after the hair transplant, it's mainly about the sweating. I found out it's not about the workout.
It's kind of weird when you see him with his gray hair and everything, and how his hair was coming out. He went to get the sutures and everything to look younger, and he polished it and everything, whatever. Maybe he's doing some facial stuff too. Man, he looked really old because the steroids and what he's doing has aged the shit out of him. So he's going for facial work. He's like, you know, transplanted his hair and all this because he said, I'm trying to look old, trying to look younger for my chicks so they don't leave me.
It's because when you sweat, the hairs can just come out. So that's going to be tough because I'm in Thailand and it's hot. How am I going to avoid sweating? Like avoiding going to the gym.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hot in there, bro.
I'm okay, fine. But even if I avoid going to the gym, I'm still going to be at risk of losing the hair from sweating, just from walking around. And plus, I could go to the gym in an air-conditioned environment, work out very light, and not sweat at all. So if sweating really...
I believe this guy, man. I believe him. Yeah, it's fucking boiling there.
...is the factor, then working out is not really that effort. And even the top part of the range of, like, let's say how much muscle you have. Like, a lot of people would be too uncomfortable if they built too much muscle. So...
They would? They would be too uncomfortable if they build too much muscle. You mean sarcoplasmic muscle, the phony shit, the fluid? You're walking around with all this fluid in your muscle, an energy source, like tanking, like a gas tank, filling it up, and lugging it around. Oh yeah, it sucks.
Even like a bodybuilder that does a mass blast, sometimes we put on too much muscle to where they're uncomfortable.
They do. They put on too much sarcoplasmic muscle because the steroid, the testosterone, is drawing more glycogen into the muscle. That's why they get these massive pumps. As soon as they inject testosterone in their body, steroid, the first thing they say is what do they recognize? What do they feel? Massive pumps. If you've ever taken an injection of, say, Sustanon 250, wow, the pumps are fucking out of this world, man. You're gonna get pumped up like crazy. Yeah, because my friends have taken it. I've seen them. They take a small bits. They say small amount fucking goes a long way. They said to me. I had a friend. He had a 10 mil vial. It's 250 mil per injection. That's a lot. He just took once every, I think, a week or every 2 weeks or something. He took a shot. He fucking got massive pumps. He got massive. And then when he stopped doing it after a while, it went away. It drained out.
They actually want to lose muscle. Akash was the most extreme example of that. We put on 25 pounds of lean mass on Akash in just the
lean mass of sarcoplasmic, Tony, yeah.
First 10 days of his mass blast. And then he decided he didn't want to be a bodybuilder anymore. And he just went into fasting and MMA. And he literally tried to lose the extra muscle that he gained. He gained...
What are you talking about? It's just fucking garbage muscle. He didn't gain any muscle. That shit would go away anyways.
Too much muscle. That's the risk of the mass blast. But he also made himself...
I love this. That's the risk of the mass blast. A mass blast, a molecule, can build muscle cells out of thin air. They create... It's not the stem cells that do it, or satellite cells, or anything else that are triggered. They're the fibroblasts, the fibroblast cells, and the nuclei and everything coming together to make muscle fibers. No, it's a chemical. It's going to build a muscle cell out of thin air. Yeah, man. Oh, cool.
Uncomfortable doing it. He was eating a lot of junk food and stuff, and so he was feeling bloated and sick during the mass blast.
You see how delusional Dr. Tony Huge is? Tony Huge, whatever. I don't know. You see how delusional he is, man? He's just like on some fucking weird planet. He's on planet Mars still. I think he doesn't even know he's on planet Earth.
But ever since that mass blast, we decided to shorten the mass blast instead of trying to do a 30-day mass blast, which was totally against Coach Trevor's advice from the beginning.
Remember the last mass blast? They were going to gain like 20 pounds of muscle in a day or something, 2 days? You think your body can build 20 pounds of muscle in like 2 days, 3 days?
We started breaking up the mass blast into 3-day segments. So a 3-day mass blast.
See, 3-day segments. There you go, mass blast.
1-day break, 3-day mass blast, 1-day break, or 2-day break if necessary, and then 3-day mass blast. And then, like I was telling Mike wants to gain like 25 pounds of lean mass, and he's not going to get 25 pounds from 12 days. He might get like 10 pounds, but if he wants another 15...
Did he say 12 days, 10 pounds or something? Bro, didn't you do this before? You said 20 pounds in a couple days.
15 pounds, he can't just do another mass blast and gain another 10. You don't just do mass blast, gain 10, mass blast, gain 10, mass blast, gain 10. He's going to do one mass blast, gain 10 pounds. The next mass blast is going to gain 8. The next mass blast is going to gain 6. So he's going to have to do a few mass.
How do you know that? How do you know that, Tony? How do you know that?
Blasts. In between the mass blasts, he should take enough gear to maintain the gains that he got, and not...
so he has to take enough gear to maintain the fake gains that he got during the mass blast, the sarcoplasmic gains. Okay, now I get it.
Not just the gains, but also the ability to hold water in the muscle. So a little bit...
Yeah, holding the water in the muscles. That's what it's all about, the fake gains.
Extra testosterone, a little bit of extra estrogen, and a little bit of growth hormone, but not enough to desensitize and not enough to accumulate.
You know, all this stuff is toxic. These plant injections, these hormones from plants, whatever you're injecting, they're extremely toxic. They accelerate aging, stress your body. They ruin your health, man. The side effects of all that is your fucking nuts will go, your endocrine system's damaged, fucking just about everything. Your kidneys, all your functional fucking organs are fucking destroyed. Just everything, man. I can't even say on such a cellular level. There's so much DNA damage. It's incredible.
Any side effects, because that we save for the actual mass blast.
And the accelerated aging, of course, taking on more cellular damage.
So I love doing these mass blasts because every time it's such a great experiment.
He loves doing them. He loves, accelerated aging and shrinking his balls to nothing, having no nuts, and fucking destroying the endocrine system, his natural endocrine system, his natural strength, his natural muscles, natural body, destroying his the stem cell pool, the satellite cell, stem cell pool, doing this, and a bunch of other things, man, that come with it. Fuck me, it's crazy.
And then so many people start getting involved. I get so many messages from other influencers. I get feedback from professional bodybuilders. It just puts me back in the hardcore bodybuilding game.
Yes.
Biohacking,
hardcore roulette bodybuilding game, man. Roulette with your life.
Chemistry bodybuilding game again, which is fun. So I like doing it in short, intense bursts like this when I'm just thinking mass blast, and flat and natty, because I was natty. I took a few weeks off gear. I'm gonna work out today, of course. It's a mass blast day, but see, I'm really busy running around, so I can't do 100% perfect mass blast. I have to do like a 60% mass blast, but it's enough to put on 10 pounds. I mean, I'm already feeling like really full.
He's feeling pumped, bro. He's feeling pumped, pumped. Yeah.
Full and tight and big, and I wasn't like this 4 days ago. 4 days ago, I was feeling small.
No, because that pump is the glycogen in there. That's why you feel pumped up. See, if you were getting real myofibrillar growth, that's density. You're building dense muscles. Boy, you're building this mass. It's glycogen, bro. Yeah.
All and flat and natty, because I was natty. I took a few weeks off gear. I let my testosterone drop to...
I love this one. I was natty. I let my testosterone drop, but it's in your blood circulating. You're not natty, bro. Okay, it's not natty, bro. You have to be clean. You have to be clean to be natty. It's like a drug addict smoking marijuana trying to tell you he's clean. Yeah, man, he's clean. He's not clean. He's natty. He's not natty. I think this thing just froze.
Very low levels. My testosterone probably dropped to like 150, for example. Well, no, I didn't, because I was taking 3AD, blue and black ox testosterone booster, and
so he sells his own weird fucking drugs or something, man. By Enhanced. Holy shit. He's got his own line.
clomiphene. So normally if I went into a PCT, my testosterone
Clomiphene by Swiss Chard. Okay, that's interesting.
would drop from, thousands being on cycle down to like 7.
Swiss Chems, man. He's advertising. You guys can buy your drugs right there. He's got all these drugs. I think it's MK677. I'm not even sure. It's called SwissChems.is. Best products on the market. They must be his, Tony 10, eh?
70, which is something around where a girl's testosterone is. And this time, my testosterone didn't drop. My testosterone went to like 300. So it's still out of the range.
It went to 300. That's really low, man. On carnivore diet, my testosterone, I think, is around over 1,000 something. It's really crazy. Even my friends, I know people, carnivore diet, their testosterone's fucking through the roof, bro. But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything. I don't know what that means. 1,200, 600. I've had it as low as, I don't know, 400 or 500, 600, 7, 8. I don't feel any different. I don't know. I feel I guess maybe when it's higher, you're much more calmer and relaxed. I'm definitely relaxed, much more calmer for sure. I feel better. My sleep is really good. So
low, but I actually felt amazing. And I still need to publish my lab work on it. I have all my lab work, very comprehensive during this period.
You have a broken arm there, your left arm there, Tony? It looked like you had a cast or something there on there.
To share with you guys. And I sent it all to Dr. Andrew, who's a specialist in, helping sports.
Oh, no, I guess not. That was just something there. I thought he had something on his wrist or something. I don't know.
Athlete-type people optimize their lab work. And he knows a lot about cardiology, so he's going to analyze my lipid profile.
Okay.
Damage from the mitral valve prolapse and the regurgitation, or my heart wasn't working properly, and I took a bunch of supplements, and 1 month later
his heart's not working, but it's pretty much took it on some damage there, bro.
I completely fixed my heart, which the doctor said was completely impossible without surgery.
Yes, he fixed it with steroids, fixed it. Yes, okay.
So I believe as part of that process, I probably see if there's more recent soft plaque buildup. Some of the health supplements that I have been taking to reverse the mineral.
I love the health supplement stuff.
Manganese. I think these.
Who fix his health with health supplements?
Nattokinase. These are probably the 4 most powerful things for cleaning arterial plaque. Because.
Yeah, that plaque buildup, man, steroid use. It gets nasty.
After the flu. World just thought that he could massage it out of his neck, but he ended up just pushing it from an aneurysm. But he died from an aneurysm, which is likely from a blood clot.
Leo from
Longevity. I definitely.
He's gonna talk about Leo longevity. Died from an aneurysm. That's what he said.
I'm not experiencing any benefits from that yet. But the other reason I'm taking nattokinase is also just to prevent blood clots, because. After the flu that went around the world, most people are dying from blood clots. Actually, Leo Longevity died from an aneurysm, which is likely from a blood clot. Well, it was from a blood clot. He knew he had a blood clot. He just thought that he could massage it out of his neck, but he ended up just pushing it into his brain further. So yeah, a lot of friends have died from blood clots. So like the most important anti-aging thing we can do is prevent blood clots. I take a baby aspirin every day, but I wanted to step it up. I bought warfarin, which dissolves blood clots, and I tested my D-dimer. I don't take the warfarin unless needed, but I have it on hand in case
if you're on a carnivore diet, you don't need to worry about any of this, and don't take these drugs.
I get any massive inflammation in my body that could lead to a blood clot. I want to be able to break the
massive inflammation that can lead to a blood clot. That's why a lot of people, now especially they took the shot, but a lot of people that are exercising, they exercise. It's aging, accelerated aging, whatever. They get blood clots. They've had them and they die. People pass away. They don't even realize that. Exercise is fucking horrible for you. I'm not saying you shouldn't do anything. But this chronically lifting in gyms it's not, no. Nah, man. It's like the factory worker. They too, they die too. A bunch of other people doing these heavy jobs, labor jobs, whatever.
Blood clot down very quickly. So yeah, this is just a general summary of my kind of ramble all day about what visuals on this as well, but this is mostly just me talking. And, you know, Sam Sulek was talking a lot about just general bodybuilding, and I found it inspirational. It's fun to hear what he's thinking about.
I know a lot of people copying the Sam Sulek bandwagon. They're jumping on it. You have to be original. You have to be original. That's why Prophet Fear is jealous of me now and a bunch of other people, because I'm original, because nobody's ever written gym slaves. I wasn't sure if how YouTube would take that. Now they're monitoring me for sure. They're watching me because they've taken off one of my banners when I put it on for that sex doll thing. They don't like that. And I kept putting it back to see if it would be taken off, and YouTube kept taking it off. Trust me. They were taking it off purposefully. They don't want that there. So they are watching me, but I haven't broken any rules. I'm not doing anything against YouTube rules. That's why I went and read their information. If I could do that, if I could use that wording, well, there is a thing called freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and so I'm expressing myself, get it? But I'm not doing it in a hateful way or a malicious way. There's no hate in my videos whatsoever. I'm just very blunt, and I talk very openly and honestly, but I'm not doing anything hateful. I'm not. There's no racial discrimination or anything involved in any of my videos. So yeah. Anyways, friends, I'll see you later. Tell us what you think about that Dr. Tony Huge, man. I don't know. This guy, it's just funny listening to him. Mass blasts. See you in the next one. Comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. See you later, man.